Good morning, everyone. This video is going to be a follow-up to the video request we had yesterday from a viewer called A Stranger's Candy. So I decided to touch on some of what I mentioned for people who play on hard mode and do raids, and how the dynamic kind of changes on hard mode because of the damage that the player takes. So we're going to do Blazon Riot Ultra again, except this time using the Pal Tamer build, not using player damage to get the staggers quickly. To see how that compares, because I just thinking about the issue, the big difference between normal and hard mode is that you take 4 times the damage, right, and you deal half the damage. So therefore, you as a player are like magnitudes less useful to the group compared to the normal settings, because player damage halved, right? So and you take so much damage. So this is gonna be a run against Blazon Ultra and using some of my best pals, like a random assortment of my best pals on the first 2 pages. No Yermontides and no Orzurks, so not really the ideal counters here, with Lylene in the group for heals. So I made a lot of mistakes this video, but even then I think I'm convinced that if you play on hard mode, the safest way to do ultra raids now or in the future is probably going to be this playstyle. Because if you think about it, you're going to deal half damage. You take so much damage that being in the enemy's face trying to connect shots is not really that safe. And if you're always at the Palbox, you're going to be in a better position to immediately swap out pals that die. So we're going to drop the first 30 pals here. And if you're confused about the build, check out the Pal Tamer build video I did. I'll link it in the description. So basically, they're summoning the boss here and immediately going back to the Palbox. And as you can see, I have 3 defense pendants stacked. And that's kind of the key, right? Because if you're taking so much more damage in these fights on hard mode, then defense is so much more important. So I'm summoning the boss and retreating back to the Palbox. I'm throwing some shock grenades from a safe distance here. And I actually think I electrocuted him out of his first attack. So my pals are coming in here. We have an Astegon, we have some Bellinors, we have some Shadow Beaks, we have some Palladiuses. So it's really not a hard counter. We have some Selines also. This is not the ideal group to fight Blazon Riot with. So here, look. I took a big hit to the face, 2 big hits to the face, and look. My defense is so high that even on hard mode, I'm not getting one-shot by any of this. And I made a lot of mistakes this video. I think I ate two beam slicers to the face, and I'm completely safe. So like I said, I'm gonna be using a Lylene here shortly to heal, because I did take some more shots. Now, if we play in hard mode, this is the way to go. Just wait for your pals to die. Some of them are gonna get die here, and swap them out as you need to. It is, I think, much more comfortable. Sure, you could be pulling out a gun and dealing damage, but I'd rather focus on managing the base and staying alive, because it's hard mode. It's much easier to do this and play this way. Granted, you still need to have the pals in the first place, like you're gonna play this playstyle. But if you're on hard mode, you need that regardless, right? Like if you're on hard mode, your guns do half damage, and you take so much more damage. So therefore, I believe hard mode players need to focus on having strong pals anyway. So I firmly believe, like my default way to play is not hard mode. I play on normal settings with custom settings, so normal damage incoming for the player. But I'm fairly convinced after trying this that this is a much more comfortable way to play. I mean, because right here. So look, I took a beam slicer to the face on hard mode, the whole thing, the whole hits, and I survived. I pulled out Lylene to heal, and I'm okay again. I mean. That is a big advantage for a hard mode player. Like that was a big. I wasn't paying attention. Boom, beam slicer, the whole combo from beam slicer to the face, and survived. I mean, that's a big deal for a hard mode player. So I'll be sending this to a Stranger's Candy. I think this is a much better approach compared to the shotgun melt the boss approach. It's much safer. So here again, like I'm out the Palbox, so it's very easy to swap pals. Very easy to keep the boss distracted with endless hordes of pals. Because Blazon Riot, we're still talking about an action economy, right? Like he still has to do his cast and stuff. So even if he was like two-shotting a lot of pals, if you throw enough pals at him, he just runs out of action. So here again, I ate the big Magna Crush to the face and wiped out my shields. But because I'm so defensive, my main health bar didn't really get touched after that beam slicer. I still have my Lylene out on the field. She healed herself back to full here. And yeah, that's pretty much the fight. I mean, I'm just swapping pals in and out. The first 2 pages are all Selines, Shadow Beaks, and Palladiuses. Here I had another attack Didn't take that much damage. Here another beam slicer, main hit. Didn't die for being sloppy. So not ideal play. Still alive. So we're nearing phase 2 here, and the strategy does not change. I'm just overwhelming the boss with pals. That's all I'm doing. So even on hard mode, I tanked Blessed Rayo's strongest attack. Strongest single, yeah, by far his strongest attack. Like a full beam slicer combo, that's the strongest thing he's got. Much stronger than Magna Crush, much stronger than a lot of the lightning rail. Like nothing that he does deals as much damage as a full beam slicer combo. It's a very strong attack. So here I'm replacing some more pals. I don't think I even went through the second page. I think he died before that. So here we have second phase coming up. Time looks good. Health looks good. My shield's back. My Lylene is okay. I mean, pretty much self-explanatory. Like I said, like it doesn't matter what spells. I mean, you do need strong pals to do this. They need to be reasonably strong species. You can't just do this with like 100 chickapees. But still, I think this is a much better playstyle for hard mode. I really do. Much safer. You don't rely on getting staggers to stay alive. Yeah, here, another beam slicer. Look, another beam slicer. See, still alive. So defense scales really hard into hard mode. It is very, like, this is great. Like, this is great. So for this raid and in the future, I definitely recommend this. This is a much better way to play things. Even out in the world, it's just like, think about it. You have 4x incoming damage. Why not just stack up on defense? Your damage is already penalized in hard mode by half. Why do defense pendants? It doesn't make any sense. So for sure, I'm going to be sending this to a Stranger's Candy because I think this is a much better approach, especially if you don't want to be messed. You know, you don't want to be asked to be breeding Holy Bursts into everything. This is without Holy Burst, by the way. Like, there's no Holy Burst bred pals here. It's just some skill fruit pals and the natural stuff they learn. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this video helps. I'll be seeing you guys soon, and thank you again to A Stranger's Candy for the request. Take care, guys, and I'll see you soon.